A clear shot as it happened. A missile hits the high-altitude balloon and it begins its descent, an end to days of long debate about what to do about this massive air balloon.
Suddenly we saw something take off from the jet and knew it was a missile, and you could see the explosion.
You should have shot it down when it first been seen instead of letting it travel all the way across the United States. That was just stupid.
I think it's terrible that they let it get this far to start with. And what I've heard, there's more and more of them.
China claimed it was a weather balloon that was blown off course. President Biden says he gave the order to shoot it down last Wednesday.
They decided, without doing damage to anyone on the ground, they decided that the best time to do that was as it got over water outside within the 12-mile limit. They successfully took it down.
The Pentagon says an F-22 fighter jet launched a single missile to bring the balloon down into U.S. territorial waters. Pentagon officials say now they're turning their attention to recovering the balloon. They think it's going to be a fairly simple operation. There are already several U.S. Navy and U.S. Coast Guard ships on the scene. They plan to use U.S. Navy divers and unmanned submersibles to bring it to the surface in the next few days. And then the U.S. will decide if they want to publicly end the debate, offering proof of what this was. It's still an open debate.
This huge balloon was in fact following the airstreams of the area, and that it has in fact drifted. It is not loitering over Montana. It was shot off the eastern seaboard. So at this juncture, this idea that this is somehow a spy ship that was deliberately sent by China seems a little bit far-fetched.
But U.S. analysts say the fact that they believe a similar balloon is traveling in Latin America makes this theory more likely.
I do not believe that it was just a weather balloon blown off course. It would be quite the coincidence if we have this balloon going into U.S. airspace while apparently there's another one crossing Latin America simultaneously, infringing upon other countries' airspace.
Another strain in an already frayed relationship, which was supposed to take steps toward improvement on Saturday, instead taking a step back. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Well, let's speak to Evan Resnick about this. He's an assistant professor at the S. Rajaratnam School of International Studies at Nanyang Technological University. He's joining us from Singapore. Thank you so much for being with us. What do you make of China's reaction to the shooting down of this suspected spy balloon? It says the reaction from the U.S. was excessive and that it retains the right to respond. What might this response be?
I think this is the reaction you would expect from both sides. Countries spy on each other routinely. Adversaries spy on each other quite routinely. The U.S. And China spy on each other a lot. It's when one country catches the other red-handed, the temptation is irresistible to make a sort of propaganda victory out of it.
You say countries spy on each other regularly. The Chinese deny this was a spy aircraft. They say this was a civilian weather balloon. The Pentagon saying that another Chinese balloon was seen over South America. Why would the Chinese need a balloon over the U.S. when they have advanced satellite systems that could do the job? Could this have been a provocation by Beijing or more of a miscalculation?
It would seem that in light of Secretary of State Blinken's imminent visit to Beijing, that it was unlikely to have been a deliberate ploy by the Chinese to ramp up tensions. That would just seem unusual given the timing. It probably was a miscalculation.
So where does this leave now, the relationship between Beijing and Washington? Secretary of State Blinken, as you said, was due to visit a meeting that it would seem the Chinese wanted. Will that still go ahead? And where does it leave the relationship, you think?
It's unlikely to go ahead in the imminent future. President Biden's facing strong political headwinds. He doesn't want to seem like he's appeasing the Chinese at a time when he's just intercepted this surveillance aircraft, this surveillance balloon. The Republicans are all criticizing him for not being strong-willed enough in dealing with that incident. So it sounds like any chance of the meeting taking place in the immediate future is unlikely, which is unfortunate, given, as you said, the relationship between the two countries has been extremely hostile over the last few years.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Evan Resnick joining us there from Singapore. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.